So, few updates. And I want to issue a correction from my video yesterday. I am eating garden fresh tomatoes. I don't know why, when they're homegrown, they're better. I don't know why. I don't feel that way about most vegetables, or particularly not lettuce. I think lettuce, when you grow it in your home, it's like it tastes like lawn clippings. Like if you mow your own lawn and then you try to eat lettuce you grow, there's like a weird aftertaste. I don't know. I'm the one who mows the lawn, so only my dad and me are the only ones who ever really complain about the taste. Everybody else thinks it's fine, but weird phenomena. Anyway, I want to issue a correction from yesterday's video regarding the shooting in Austin. Now, it turns out the guy actually didn't shoot. Instead, what he actually did was he pointed his AK at basically the driver of the car while there was the huge mob around. Now, I'd seen the pictures beforehand, and I had assumed, I was like, okay, well, here's the pictures of him pointing the gun, and then the other video, pretty much you hear the gunshots and you can see the crowd, but you can't really see what's going on. It turns out he didn't shoot. He basically tried to hold the guy up, because apparently people think you can just stop traffic and surround people's cars and threaten them, and there's no consequences. And then he got shot. Now, those were the 5 shots. The 3 shots that you can hear like distinctly, they're from another gun. They're coming from like another direction. That was some other dude in the crowd who shot at the vehicle. It's the kind of vigilante bullshit that the left always accuses people on the right of wanting to do. Like, the kid broke every... I'm calling him a kid. He's an adult. He broke every rule of engagement in the book, pretty much, by bringing a rifle to mob violence and pointing it at somebody who's done nothing wrong. They're just there. And I guess he wasn't ready to... I mean, I'm glad. Like, I'm glad the driver's fine. But the driver doesn't know what this dude's intentions are. So, if your car's surrounded and somebody points an AK at you, like, you can shoot them. That's... Han shot first. Got a feeling the same people complaining about this are the same people who think Han was a cold-blooded killer for popping Greedo under the table when Greedo was leveling a gun at him. It's silly. You can't... Once somebody's pointing a gun at you, it's over. You the negotiation's over. You have to shoot them to stop them. Otherwise you're going to get lit up. Or, well, I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but odds are that's not the case. So, if, somebody walks up to you while your car is being banged on by a mob of people and they point an AK-47 at you, you got the right to defend yourself. And that's actually the right thing to do. I don't know if this guy was alone. I don't know if this guy had other people in the car or not. Doesn't matter. Right thing to do, defend yourself. Don't wait. Don't find out, that the mob was peaceful after the fact. They're not peaceful if they're surrounding you and pointing AKs at you. So, that was that story. I mean, it makes it a little more interesting. It also makes a little more sense, because the kid was dumb, like, in terms of, like, what he was saying when he was interviewed beforehand. But he didn't seem, like, super violently malicious, which would have been, if he had shot up the car after trying to get them to stop while the mob was surrounding them, yeah, that would have been malicious. But he wasn't doing something like that. He just was... well, not that it's not malicious to mob somebody's car and point an AK at them, but I think he didn't realize the seriousness of what he was doing. And you can tell, because during the interview he basically says, the Trump supporters, or whoever he's angry at, they're the people who oppose us, as he said, are too much of pussies to do anything. And that's not how the real world works. Because who knows this guy who shot him, whether he was an independent or a Trump guy or Democrat, who knows? It doesn't matter. If you point an AK at somebody while you've stopped their vehicle and there's a mob and you're going to get shot. They're going to shoot back. They have the right to shoot at you. And, hey, sucks. But, you know, F around and find out. I've seen those memes going around. It's a little cold, but it's true. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't, you know, and that's the other thing is that, thank God that driver was a good shot. Because if that mob was there and the dude's pointing an AK at you and there's so many people around, you still have the right to shoot at that guy. And some other people who were not involved could have gotten hit in that crossfire. He could have very well gotten other people in that crowd killed. And that people in that crowd would have been their fault as well because they were participating in mobbing a vehicle while a dude with an AK is there, like, I guess using his gun as a form of authority to tell the person they're basically being detained for social justice or whatever the hell it is. Doesn't work like that. Can't do that to Americans. Can't do that to regular people. They'll either, one, freak out. They're like, they're going to hit the gas and they're going to flatten you. Or, in this case, the guy's just, he's not going to question it. He's just going to shoot you to stop what's going on. And then some other jackass shooting back. Like, surprised, the audacity of this guy to shoot his way out of a situation where there's a mob descending upon him and they're pointing AKs at him. It's not up for this guy to analyze and determine who's good and what they really mean and whether he was a good boy or a racist or not a racist. It doesn't matter. Once you level a gun at somebody, especially a rifle like that, talk's over. Talk's over. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're getting lit up. And every concealed carry person knows, basically, that's the rules. You don't pull your gun on somebody and point it at somebody unless you intend to shoot them. You just don't do it. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions, but in general, the gun does not give you any more authority. And I think that's something a lot of these left-wing protesters, and I'm seeing also like the black militias out there, I think they think it gives them authority because they're armed. It doesn't give you any authority. It gives you, it makes it apparent, I should say, what your rights are, but it doesn't give you any more authority. You can't now detain somebody at an illegal traffic stop because you have a gun. You can't stick it at somebody and set up a checkpoint like they were doing in Chaz because you're the one with the gun. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. It doesn't give you the authority to do these things. And I guess they just don't get it. Oh, man. I've had a long day, if you can't tell. I guess they don't get it. You know, I mean, 2A community, we got our shares of, you know, FUDs on one side and jackasses on the other side. It's frustrating. But we at least ridicule those people and we keep them in check, and they definitely don't represent the majority. The left, it's very strange. I don't see the discipline, and it's probably because they don't have a strong 2A community because everybody they want to vote for wants to take their guns away from them. I mean, I don't know what this kid was out there protesting. He wants Joe Biden to be elected so that Joe Biden can take the AK from him. I guess he'd prefer the police to be stopping people for racial justice or something. I don't know. The person's not thinking it through, and now somebody's dead. And they didn't have to be. You know? I mean, who knows what he believed that actually was a lie? Did he believe the BS that the Democrats were saying about fascism being on the rise and secret police, and he felt he had to, you know, he felt it was time for armed revolution or whatever he was doing because there were secret police detaining people, which isn't true. I don't know. But, you know, people lied to this guy. They probably have blood on their hands as well. But, That driver, I don't blame him. He don't know what's going on. He didn't see the interview beforehand. He's not gonna, it's not his responsibility to beg for mercy. So, whatever. Just want to update that, clear it up. That's all.